Okay, welcome
Dire
to
team
game
ban.
2 of 2. First Dogs versus Team Binbag, the Moray Cup 2016. I'm General Juvicus. I'm going to be joined by Kingy. He's going to co-host with me for this match. So, first bans.
Ten
Will we
seconds
see?
remaining.
Will we see some targeted first bans from Team Binbag once again,
Five
or
seconds
will once
remaining.
again we see Invoker OD ban? I mean, certainly OD ban might be a good idea against Team
Reserve
Binbag.
time.
I'd definitely ban the OD and Invoker. Both big picks.
There's the Invoker ban. I mean, this poor Invoker
Radiant
does
team
not get
ban.
played at all. I think he managed to get through in only one game,
Dire
maybe
team
possibly two.
ban.
I certainly got through in one game. I don't know if he just missed the ban in one game, but I don't think he was picked up in the game that where he actually did slip through. But Void being banned out by Team Binbag. Team Binbag done their homework on First Dogs, it seems, and certainly selectively picking
10
on their
seconds
key
remaining.
heroes there.
Yeah,
5
I don't know too
seconds
much about
remaining.
these two teams, but from the last game, some strong pushing. They seem quite evenly matched up though.
Reserve time.
Equal kills, equal sort of farm throughout the game. Just a bit on the 5-man that sort of uh, let them down in that first game.
Yeah, they were trading so equally across the map, but Team Binbag, just with, like as you said,
Radiant
with the
team
5-man
ban.
and the push, it's all about the push there. They go for objectives, and that is what wins Dotas.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people forget. A lot of people get sort of caught up in the farming and running about playing solo. What some people
10
forget is
seconds
like what our
remaining.
team sort of forgot now and again was we were playing as a 5-man
5
team
seconds
and we
remaining.
weren't playing a solo game or playing a 3-man party, which can always let you down.
Reserve time.
I think some builds get away with it.
Dire
If you
team
have got
pick.
the Nature's Prophet, if you have got the split push ability with an anti-mage or something like that, you can get away with it a little bit more. But the team fight from Team Bimbag was so potent there. But I mean, the kid with those Echo Slams, it
Radiant
just
team pick.
it was all over the place. It was a great game. Well, how do you rate First Dog's chances in this match?
I think it'll be a tight game. If they can get an Earthshaker again, with those $6 million slams coming out endlessly. It wasn't just one, there was a couple. One in the mid lane I noticed towards the end of the game, which was really good, and also one in the top lane when they were taking the
10
racks. But
seconds remaining.
it sort of slowed them down, pushed them back, and they were able to sort of regather
5
themselves after that.
seconds
So
remaining.
if they can get some more good team play like that, I think it'll go really well.
They had a
Reserve
real
time.
triple threat though with the Crackpot Blink with the Ravage, the Kid with the Echo
Radiant
Slam,
team pick.
and Zeus Ult just to kind of clean things up. Okay, having a quick look at the bans here though. Windranger banned out. We won't be seeing her in mid. So Windranger I think versus OD before and against Medusa was really quite a strong mid at the moment. Obviously in the last sort of 4 or 5 big patches, she's been pretty strong. Dazzle picked up on the support role for First Dogs. That's
10
going to be
seconds
for
remaining.
Fazal once again, Fazal Dazzle. And Vengeful Spirit picked up.
5
That's
seconds
probably going to be
remaining.
for Lampus Locus. I really like Venge in this patch. The swap is sick,
Reserve
and
time.
that aura really can help some team fights.
I like their Undying pick.
Dire team pick.
Also like the Vengeful Spirit pick. He's going to show some early aggression and it'll put some real pressure on their safe lane farm, or safe lane carry, whoever that is. It'll really be difficult for them to hold that farm and hold the lane. Could be an early push strat. You never know.
I think we'll see Undying in the offlane once again. That was the Cows Go Moo that picked up last time, and with the
10
2-1-2
seconds remaining.
lineup that they used last time, I mean they were able to put so much pressure
5
on that
seconds
Phantom Lancer. He
remaining.
was so far behind. I mean the Pugna I think almost in the first sort of 10 minutes was almost
Reserve
equal
time.
as far as, I mean certainly it surpassed a few times the net worth, but almost equal as far as last hits were concerned. And I mean a lot of teams like to focus on a 1-1-3 build, a 1-1-3 across their map, but 2-1-2 was the way that Team Bimbag decided to play that. And I think having looked at Destination Requiem and the Buttermilk
Dire
Riot Boys,
team
we're
ban.
certainly going to need to see at least a 2-1-2 against Matzo on Destination Requiem to try and shut that down, or alternatively you know, even an aggressive tri lane, I wouldn't be surprised to see that getting picked up. But Spirit Breaker
10
then getting
seconds
picked up by
remaining.
First Dogs. That's probably going to be Crackpot's hero, I expect.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, with
Radiant
with an aggressive
team
tri lane, it definitely shut down their farmer, but they would also need to get someone that's self-sufficient in lane. So like that gyro pick would work wonders for them again because he's quite tanky. He's able to hold his own. He's got that burst damage. Not many offlaners
Dire
can really
team ban.
trade blows with him, apart from that void. But that void's unfortunately been banned.
Yeah, like I say, they definitely, Team Binbag have definitely done their homework here. They are taking out key heroes. Team Binbag, though, banning out the OD this
10
time.
seconds
I
remaining.
wonder what they're going to play in mid. Obviously, Zeus also taken out of the pick there. Evoker's gone, Windranger's
Radiant
gone, Death
team
Prophet's
ban.
gone now. What does that leave? Are we looking at like a TA mid here, maybe? Or, no, we don't have Oracle and Captain's mode, do we? I wonder what we'll see going on in
No,
the mid lane.
I think we do. I think Oracle is in
10
it now.
seconds remaining.
He's certainly in Captain's draft. I don't know if he's in Captain's mode
5
yet.
seconds remaining.
Well, he's not been picked yet, so he's
Reserve
definitely a strong
time.
hero. So I'm sure if he was able to be picked, I'm sure we would have seen him already or seen a ban off him.
Yeah, that's slow against a solo mid laner is such a powerful ability. It does really allow, especially if you get an early rotation from one of your supports, you can almost always guarantee the kill. And just the amount of, you know, the deflector shield thing as well. It's an interesting hero.
Radiant
Really
team
shaking
pick.
things up. I can't wait to see him actually starting to play in tournaments. Like I say, once he goes into captain's mode, I think we will actually see him picked up quite a bit.
Yeah, but what I think First Dogs may want to try and do is get some strong team like early team heroes, the bin bags are doing, because they've got the Undyed, the Vengeful
10
Spirit. Yeah, they have the
seconds
Spirit
remaining.
Breaker, they have the Dazzle for the saves. But I wouldn't rule
5
out maybe a
seconds
Jakiro
remaining.
for an offlane hero or even a support, just to try and hold back that push and give some pushback themselves.
Reserve time.
Yeah, Spirit Breaker's not going to be... I mean, if they do run a 2-1-2 again, Spirit Breaker's not going to be able to pick on the offlaner as much as we like to see Spirit Breakers do. I mean, he is going to have to focus on like trying to disable and trying to help gank the mid hero there. It's going to limit their options if they do run that particular thing. Bounty Hunter banned out as well, so possibly we could see something in the jungle for Team Binbag. I mean, they banned him last game as well. I don't know whether or not they just don't want to deal with him as heroes, or whether or not, again, it
Dire
is a
team
targeted
pick.
ban against First Dogs.
I noticed they've just picked up a Viper, but Bimbag seem to be going for a really early to mid game sort of hero structure at the moment. There's not much scale into the late game, so if First Dogs can hold off, say past the 30-minute mark without losing any racks, I think they've got a good chance of winning this. Although they've only picked two heroes at
10
the moment,
seconds remaining.
but with this sort of rush towards early game and
5
presence and mid
seconds
game sort
remaining.
of domination, I think this could actually fall down for Binbag.
Yeah, I mean,
Reserve
that's
time.
certainly how they played the last game. Obviously, OD has the potential to go late, but First Dogs were managing to pick up the farm, and if that game had gone another 10 minutes and Phantom Lancer had managed to get the Skadi, I think he probably would have been... I mean, I mean, they saw the banter there in the lobby before the game started. I mean, I've played a 100 games on Phantom Lancer, so I pretty much know every way he can be countered, which is a lot of ways, a lot of surprising ways. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think basically their team,
Radiant
the
team
huge
pick.
amount of AoE that they were able to put down, and they had so many ways of just dealing with that Phantom Lancer illusion spam. I don't know whether or not he'd have come online fully, like, but maybe with a heart and a Skadi, things could have been different there.
Yeah, I just wish Leshrac was still OP and and you could just run down the mid lane and run into five heroes solo as Leshrac and end up killing everyone because you had like a 22-minute Octarine
Dire
core.
team
Because
pick.
that certainly served well for a team in this fight anyway. But that pickup of Sven's really good actually. I really like that as their safe lane carry.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Slardar as a safe lane carry for First Dogs, or they could play Spirit Breaker in a more of a roaming support kind of role there. I mean, I quite like Spirit Breaker and Tusk in that particular role, but they're going to need to put him in the off lane in some fashion. Maybe they're going to run a
10
2-1-2 this time,
seconds
because I
remaining.
find Slardar obviously with the Slithering Crush and the
5 seconds
the
remaining.
sprint, he can kind of cope, I think, with just one support in the safe lane.
Reserve time.
Yeah, it depends. It depends how he skills the Slardar. I think if he maxes out his Slithering Crush and maxes out his sprint rather than going for that bash chance, although that bash chance can save lives and ruin lives. I think Slardar goes for the sort of the more ganky, stunning approach. Then there'll be a lot of good
Radiant
in that with
team
the
back.
Spirit Breaker, as they can sprint in together, stun, bash. You know, it's just sort of any hero's worst nightmare. 17% chance and a 10% chance, but I'm sure all the bashes will be hit today.
Yeah, those bash chances are bullshit, man. I never
10
fucking
seconds
10% and
remaining.
17%. I mean, bashed 5 times in a row. Ridiculous. Especially though,
5
obviously, once you
seconds
once you
remaining.
get the Spirit Breaker and the Slardar together, the empowering haste from the Spirit Breaker, just kind of
Reserve time.
you got 2 or 3 chances per second. Obviously, once you get your attack speed down to around about sort of 66. It's just under 2 per second, and those chances
Dire
really kind
team
of start to
back.
mount up after sort of over a 10-second engagement. Quap then banned out for the mid. I mean, how do you feel about the Quap versus Viper matchup? I mean, Viper's so strong. I mean, yes, he just has that right click ability, and obviously once he gets to level
10
6, he does
seconds
have the ult.
remaining.
But I mean, the corrosive
5
skin
seconds
so
remaining.
good. Just doing tick damage whenever you try and go on him. Oh, an Enigma
Radiant
banned.
team pick.
I don't I don't agree with the Quap ban. I think they could have banned a different mid hero that probably serve a bit better against the Viper. Like I know a lot of people like SF's not sort of in the meta at the moment, but SF's still a strong midder, and if he gets that level 2 and then gets his raises off to build up his right clicks, he can definitely go head to head with the Viper, especially with those raises. The
10
the
seconds
Viper will
remaining.
underestimate it sometimes, and it's an easy 3 burst combo, and then that
5
Viper's dead.
seconds remaining.
Yep, definitely. Shadow Fiend. I still find him to be a strong. I mean, obviously he doesn't
Reserve
have the
time.
same catch-up potential as he had before with that change to stacked camps, where the magic aura can stop his raised burst farm. Night Stalker picked up. So yeah, I mean this
Dire
is a
team
real
pick.
early draft here. When that first night hits, we're definitely going to see some rotations from Night Stalker, and they're going to be a problem. But Lina picked up then, I think, for the mid hero. It's just, I mean, what is Slardar going to go in the off lane with Spirit Breaker, allowing Spirit Breaker to roam, and then putting Juggernaut in the safe lane with Dazzle? I mean, Juggernaut plus Dazzle, that is a very, very heal heavy. I mean, once he gets that ward and with Fazzle Dazzle with his Shallow Grave, I mean, they're not going to have any problems doing just a 2-1-2 there.
They might even decide to put Slardar on a solo,
Yeah,
just so
yeah.
the Spirit Breaker can.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Slardar could sit solo off lane, and then that just gives the kid much more potential to roam. And obviously he played the Earthshaker in the last game, so we have seen his roaming potential in action. Have a quick look here. Cheese Owens is going to go on the Viper. Not sure whether or not they're going to put him
Prepare for
or Eder,
battle.
because Eder was the mid player last game. Be interesting to see how they actually lane that. I mean, obviously you could put Viper pretty much anywhere. I play Viper in the off lane sometimes myself. Curious to see how they lane up here. It does look like Cheese Owens is going to go up there and try and block that pool camp. Really smart move from Crackpot in the last game there. It did allow him to actually pick up, get the wave closer to his tower and get the XP. We'll look down here as well. Crackpot already on the move. He's put that ward there. I'm not sure if that actually blocks the camp. It's been spotted out by Young Jedi though. And Crackpot, I don't think he wants to head there. No, he's going to back it off. That's fair enough.
I don't think that ward does actually block that camp.
30 seconds to battle.
No, I don't think it does. I think they
I
changed
think he's missed the
spawn
spot
boxes
by like
slightly.
a sort of a.
We'll wait and see though. Maybe he knows something. Maybe he knows something we don't. But I'm pretty sure the spawn box has been changed slightly. You can't block it unless you put it in and around about here or here. No smokes picked up though, so I think they're just going to trade evenly for the runes here. There's not going to be any action. I don't think either team
The battle
wants
begins.
that bloody engagement at the start, which will
None
This
is burned.
sustains.
Yeah, Eder picking up the bounty rune, so it could very well be the Viper in the offlane, as I said, and Eder going into mid with the Night Stalker. Early level 6, obviously a bit of an advantage when it comes to first night. And seems you were right enough as well. Kid has gone into the safe lane there. He's gonna help protect WoW there, and also allow him to roam more freely. How do you feel about that matchup though between Lina and Eder? I mean, yeah, Eder does have the silence in that, but I just think that Lina's probably gonna get the better of that.
Yeah, I think Lena will get the better of it once she starts getting points into her queue. It'll definitely give her a bit of an advantage. But it's melee versus range, so it's that always, you know, that, oh, I don't have to worry that much. I can stand to the side and harass, not drag creep aggro, and really just sort of dominate the lane. He shouldn't really be allowing Error to get any farm at all, but he is.
You've got the control, so whatever hero you pick on is the hero that we'll be is the hero that we'll be looking at. So if I do ask you just to look at a particular hero, just so we can see what skill build is going on there.
Oh, alright, I didn't realise I had control. It's just that
I've got camera, so just when the camera follows what I do, but like if you do notice anything on heroes and stuff, skill builds and stuff, just click on the hero and we'll have a little look and see what's happening there.
Yeah, I will do. I'll make sure to remember that. But pretty standard builds coming out from everyone at the moment. But it seems as if Lena's eating a Fey fire already. Otherwise, she's only got the one, which I don't really understand. It's just been pulled tangos.
Yeah, I mean, the extra damage, she only has 100 gold as well, so quite far away from the early potential ball. And they're kind of trading quite heavily here. Eder might be in a little bit of trouble. She's got plenty of mana left, so we could see another dragon save coming in.
Fast.
I mean, an early
She
rotation at this
does have her
point.
bottle, it's in the courier.
Okay, that's fair enough then. Okay, so she's got plenty of sustain now, and that does make sense, because obviously she did have those 9 last hits, but Night Stalker actually leading the last hits for mid here at the moment. Obviously better wave control there. We saw that in the last matchup as well. Eder obviously showing his credentials here as a decent mid player, I have to say.
Yeah, I'm really actually impressed that he's managed to get as many last hits as he has. He's got the same CS as Alina, who's ranged and got obviously all the burst potential, but obviously that slow's devastating.
He's got his bottle now picked up as well. That's
Radiant's top tower is under
that's gonna be
attack.
decent for him. Oh, it's up on the top here. Okay, the cow's gonna move. He's in behind him. He has dropped the tombstone, and the damage from the Viper was real. Once you get a few levels into
Facing the sword of
the Nether Toxin, you can finish heroes off well. And obviously, we're going to see the Dazzle go down now as well. And the kid is just going to get the hell out of dodge. He's going to charge into. He's going to cancel the charge. He's going to use it for the escape basically. But wow, okay, so 2-0, a great trade there for Team Binbag. Once again, their offlane showing. I mean, that was the same offlane combo from before, right? Cheese Owns and the cows go moo.
I'm not sure.
It was Pugna on Cheese Owns on the Pugna, and the cows go moo on the Undying. I wonder if when Team Itari play these guys later, whether or not we'll see a ban on that Undying. It does seem to be a hero that the cows go moo is very comfortable with, and obviously it supports
Radiant's
that early
middle
push
tower
strategy.
is under attack.
And I mean, the tombstone is so like. I mean, a lot of people just don't deal with it. I mean, you need to take it out pretty much at the start of the fight. You can't let those little zombies slow you for any length of time in those team engagements.
With the tombstone, I don't feel it's necessary first sort of. For early game, it's not as important as it is sort of towards the middle game, but when there's only 1 point in it. But obviously killing it is obviously very important, because it does, especially if he's got a point and he's soul rep, it can add a lot of damage, a lot of burst, a lot of heal. It just offers a lot of sustainability and damage towards that Juggernaut and his fellow laner Viper.
It's the sweet, sweet gold as well. I mean, it's you wanna get that on your carry if possible. Just like get it knocked down by the supports, and then just get your carry. Just right click it, just to pick up the extra farm. We're not seeing any pools here.
Especially if you have an alchemist.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they've not pulled from this bottom camp yet, so we still don't know whether or not that ward is actually going to be doing anything. I'm pretty sure though, like it doesn't. But Sven though, 30 last hits, very much able to get the farm in that lane. Juggernaut sitting on 12. Once again, we're seeing young Jedi in the safe lane farming away much more effectively than the opposing safe lane, and this is a 2-1-2 once again from Team Bimbag.
Night Stalker's decided to go for an urn over his phase boots. I don't know if I agree with this, considering he's not sort of went for many kills at the moment.
It
He's
is
having a bit of
nighttime now,
trouble
though, and
with that, Lena.
we have got Avenge sitting here in the back. I don't know whether or not. I mean, if we get the stun silence combo, it's going to be promised. But Eddar's going top now. He has been spotted out though by. They are aware. They're in behind the tower. They don't want to face this Night Stalker at night at all. And Lampus Locust now on the Vengeful Spirit also coming up the back. We've got 4 heroes at top. That's leaving Lena a lot of space in mid. And I mean, see whether or not she's able to maximise her farm in the meantime. Phase Boots picked up for Lena, and Treads finished on the Viper. Viper doing very well in this offlane. 23 last hits. I mean, he's out farming the safe lane farmer once again. That's gonna be worrying for Team Bimbag, for First Dogs even.
Yeah, I think they've played this a wee bit too safe, considering they're playing a tri-lane. They've got the Spirit Breaker Bash and the Dazzle Slow. Well, I think the Dazzle should have skilled his slow. Well, he has. He's got Poison Touch. They could have actually picked up a few kills with their over-aggression. Just with that Blade Fury, it's so much damage early game. 130 damage per second for 5 seconds. It's almost a 600 damage burst that could be applied to that Undying.
Yeah, I think basically the Spirit Breaker and the Dazzle should have been sitting here and just zoning the Undying out of the fight. But I don't know, maybe they don't not run I mean, they ran a tri-lane last game though. It's curious to see, and we're not seeing much as far as there's not this camp has been stacked, but there's no opportunity to do it now. They're coming behind here. Wire's actually got his spin on it. He wants to take that tombstone out very quickly. The kid's in trouble though. He's probably going to go down to the next right click. Yep, he's going to go down, and Wire just not really knowing what to do. He's going to go down now as well, and this is pretty much disastrous. 5-0 now for Team Bimbag. A much stronger start than the previous game. And young Jedi though is going to fall on the backside here, possibly. No, he's just going to get into the trees. He does have the damage up, and we do have a rotation from Cheese Owens. They're going to look to counter attack here. Young Jedi, plenty of mana, so we can see storm hammers from him. But they're gonna back off now. The rotation though from mid, from Natty Bobo doesn't come to anything, and it leaves the Night Stalker with the opportunity to get some more last hits there in mid, and that's actually putting him ahead, 36-6 versus 31-3 after 2 rotations, one from each side.
But if you look at this Sven, he's 51 for 51 and 15. 15 denies, 51 last hits. Then the Juggernaut and the WoW's sitting at 14 last hits and 1 deny at 9 minutes. They're definitely in a difficult situation considering their early game push that the Bimbags have got going on here in this sort of more mid to late game that the First Dogs have chosen to go for, because obviously Juggernaut's not a very strong hero in the early game when it's 5-on-5. He is if it's a solo 1v1, he Omni slashes, the person dies, but otherwise there's a lot of trouble.
We do have a stacked camp here though, and if he has got the sustain for it, the kid's just going to tank it for him for a little bit here. I don't know though, the kid I think should have been making more rotations with the early charges if he wasn't going to be doing anything aggressively to stop the Undying push there. He should have been rotating around. They are picking up a little bit of farm on wire now, but these guys being here are just going to be sapping that extra XP that you would be getting from it. And I mean, a few misplays here. I mean, the Dazzle obviously could be stacking a lot more camps if he's not going to be doing anything in lane, and it does look like they've just sacked the lane. Like they're just all fully in the jungle now. No one there to pick up any of the XP, and the lane pushed so far down into Chi zones and the Kaisgo moves favor.
Invisibility.
Yeah, I like how the Juggernaut's actually showing a bit of respect to the Viper and the Undying, noticing it is a strong lane, even though he's got the Shallow Grave and he's got the Barra for the bashes, but it's proven ineffective at the moment. But I think they maybe should have swapped lanes right at the beginning, maybe put the Juggernaut, Dazzle and Barra on the off lane versus the Sven and the Vengeful Spirit, and just left the Slardar top to sap XP while the Undying and Viper had their way with the lane.
Yeah, I don't know how. Oh, wow, he's going to have to be careful. He's going to get caught out here. We've got level 6 on the Viper. We do have level 6 on the Viper, so but the strike could come. And there is the tombstone. Natty Bobo just in the wrong place at the wrong time. That could be a big kill for the Kaisgo move. He could just get it. Not quite enough. Crackpot's here though, just to kind of phase him out a little bit. And they might get the kill on Kaisgo Mu here. Still fighting underneath this tombstone though, and he is going to have to back. He can't progress in there. Eder in looking to pick up
Dire's
anything that
middle
does
tower
come their
is
way.
under attack.
That high ground as well, no kind of vision there for either team, so nobody wants to go uphill into the darkness.
I'm liking their decision to start to group up and sort of gather together a bit more, because they do have that early gold advantage, that early XP advantage, the farm advantage on the Sven. I wouldn't disagree with all 5 of them gathering up and just taking tier 1 after tier 1 after tier 1, and then eventually moving on to the tier 2s and then onto the racks by about 20 minutes. I think they've got the opportunity to do it. I think they've got the items to do it. As long as we can see the mech on the Viper come up in the next couple of minutes, then they're set to do their 5-man push strat, and I think it's going to prove effective, and First Dog's in a bit of trouble.
Well, Team Bimbag, the mech, as you say, just waiting on the recipe now. That's going to be online fairly soon. Smoke and Deceit picked up by Fazal,
Dire's
and
top
Smoke
tower
and Deceit
is under
picked
attack.
up by Lampus Locus. He doesn't have any space in his inventory. He's going to have to
Dire's
he's gonna pass it off to
structures are
Kaisgo Mu, but
fortified.
we're definitely going to see a rotation fairly soon. It should be night now.
Dire's
Yep,
top
so
tower
there.
is under
Vision
attack.
is going to be a problem for
Dazzle!
First Dogs, not so much for Team Bimbag, obviously, with that Night Stalker. And it looks like they're going to try and get something at top here, but the only person up there at the moment is Fazal Dazzle, and this tower is going to go down regardless.
Dire's
Fazal
top
Dazzle
tower
not able
is
to
under
get in position
attack.
to deny it, and I
Dire's
think wisely
top
just
tower
going to
has
stay in the
fallen.
woods there. They know he's there though. He's going to have to be careful. Cheezones is going in for a look, but Fazal, as we've seen before, he won't TP. Oh god, he cancelled his TP.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Okay,
attack.
but Sven at the bottom as well picks
Radiant's
up the kill
middle
on Slardar. There
tower
was a
is under
rotation
attack.
from Lampus Locus and the Kaisgo move. This bottom tower is going to be in some severe difficulty. I'm not sure they're in a position to TP in to help it out either, to be honest.
No, I think it would be silly to TP in to defend this. I mean, there's
Dire's
3 heroes
bottom
there,
tower
and
is
TP in
under
one at a
attack.
time with a second delay, it'll just cause deaths
Dire's structures are
and
fortified.
further trouble for them.
Dire's top tower
I
is
mean,
under attack.
Natty Bobo
Oh, we have
wasn't...
Viper in a bit of trouble.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Okay,
Not
Viper
so
in a little bit of
fast.
trouble. He's just going to TP out though. Unless the kid gets a bash, it's not going to happen. And while saved by the Shallow Grave on the back end, and Ed are going to pay for this, I think. Fazal going to go down though. Crackpot uses the charge to actually get a bash off. Natty Bobo's here as well. But I think with his speed, he might be okay. Crackpot obviously could sprint after him. But, I mean, that shows the power of the early Night Stalker. Healed up by the Kaisgo Mu. Spotted out by the amplified damage though, and I don't think he wants to be in that particular situation there. Creep going to block him
Dire's
though.
middle tower is under attack.
Laguna Blade finishes him off. Natty Bobo's going to be happy with that, I think. Swapped back in though on bench stand. Okay, bench going to pay for that. I mean, that was close. I think they could have maybe picked up the Laguna kill with one more.
Dire's
zone, but
middle tower
Kai's
is
going to
under
be in
attack.
trouble now, but Cheese Owens is here just to zone them out. And they're going to take what they got. 2 for 0. They got to be feeling pretty good about that trade.
Dire's
They
structures
did
are
lose the tower.
fortified.
I think
Dire's
bottom, and
middle
also the
tower
Siren mid
is
is
under
going to go
attack.
down for it. Young Jedi, like so much
Dire's middle
space being
tower
created
has
for the
fallen.
Sven. You were saying earlier about, yeah, okay, they should maybe start grouping up and pushing, but I think with the 4 other heroes that they've got, they can probably push towers fairly safely. Obviously, they lost 2 heroes there, but they did get the tower, and objectives win prizes, and Young Jedi just getting all the space in the world to farm up here. He's got his Morbid Mask. It'll probably be dominant.
Double
He already has the
damage.
drums as well.
That's exact.
The Juggernaut has accelerated his farm quite a bit. He's went from 14 last hits at 9 minutes to having 42 at 15 minutes, as opposed to the Sven's 85. So he's catched up pretty well, which is great.
Well, unfortunately though, those last hits that he's picked up have been in the jungle. So Young Jedi is going to be in trouble here, and if they can get this kill on Young Jedi, that's going to be huge for them. But we have got Error coming in the back, and the Crackpot's just going to get
Radiant's
the
middle
melt
tower
under
is under
the
attack.
under the Night
Dire's bottom
Stalker
tower is under
Sven
attack.
combo. Yeah, if you look at the overall net worth, Juggernaut sitting on 2.6k, Sven on 6.8k, almost triple the net worth.
Night silence. Zap.
No items to speak of on Juggernaut either. He has phase boots, but other than that, that's all he seems to have. I don't know about what's on the courier at the moment though. That could be
Gift from
Swarms.
the goddess.
Sorry about that. I had an unwanted ring at the bell, ring at the door. Sorry.
No, that's okay, man. Don't worry about it. Life continues. We can't all just play Dota 24/7. You know, wasting our lives throwing games.
I don't think playing Dota is ever a waste of life. I think it's more of a more sort of spiritual experience.
Just having a little look here. They've grouped up here in mid. Is this a potential smoke? There we go. The smoke's coming in, but we do have a smoke picked up. The full Vlad's now finished on Sven. Will we see a cheeky one-man Roshan attempt? We saw that yesterday, I think, or the day before, with Sven going in and just Roshan. Oh my God! Dazzle blown up by 2 hits. That was huge. No shallow grave for this next fight then. I mean, it's not the ideal smoke target, but you take anything that you get after you use the smoke there. You're gonna have to be careful. Natty Bobo is there, and Laguna Blade is up. So anybody that does take a bit of damage, there is a damage amp on Young Jedi. They really want Young Jedi, but I mean, such a huge kill if they do manage to get it.
I just don't think Natty Bobo's been using full effect of his Laguna Blade, considering it's a fairly short cooldown. Could have made use of it earlier game, sort of ganking lanes, applying that burst to the Undying, the Venge, sort of anyone on their team to try and get that early kill, that early advantage that they desperately needed, to be honest.
We're going to have a little bit of a go here though. I don't think it's going to be quite enough. Tombstone is down. Young Jedi is going to go down though to the Crackpot, Natty Bob, Laguna Blade combination there. Mikai's Mu also going to eat it off the slash, but yeah, still level 1, so he's not going to be able to actually finish him off. Venge in the back here, swapping into Natty Bobo, and Natty Bobo might go down. No, he's just going to get away. Wow, the Juggernaut gets caught out though, and Basil going to have to use the shallow grave on himself once again. It's not going to be enough though. Error going to pick him up on the backside of that. 4 for 1, a fairly decent trade. I don't think they're going to be too bothered about having lost the Sven in that situation. Just as you were saying, she's not using the Laguna Blade, she goes ahead and uses it. But let's talk about it here. She's had that Laguna Blade since around about minute 6, minute 7. It's a 70-second cooldown at level 1. That is about 10 Laguna Blades that she missed, given the fact that she only used 1 up until that point.
Dire's middle
Yeah,
tower is under
I
attack.
think they've missed a trick with that. She's just not been as active. She's been trying to farm up that Euls, which she eventually got about 16-17 minutes, but it's proven ineffective now. I would have preferred an item more like a Force Staff or an Ether Lens, so she could back herself up or use her spells from a further distance. I don't feel that Euls is going to save her or pick her up many kills at the moment.
Yeah, the Ether Lens would give her that extra damage and the extra range, which could have been huge. We could have seen a lot more rotations from Natty Bobo here. And I mean, with the current compendium quest, I think everyone's now a master of Light Striker Ray without Yules. So I'm not sure how much practice he's actually been putting in on his Luna recently.
Well, it depends on whether or not he's got the compendium or not, I suppose.
True, true. They do pick up the Roshan on the backside of that. Nothing much that First Dogs could do to challenge that. We're at about 20 minutes now, and I mean, they've only got 2 tier 2s left. And what did you say earlier? Maybe around about 25 minutes they'd start taking Raxes. I think you might have predicted that one quite well.
Well, I did say 20 minutes. I was a bit optimistic, and I did say 20. But I think they will break racks before 30. I'm sure mid or bottom lane will disappear soon.
Dire's bottom tower
Yeah,
is
we
under
got the
attack.
Aegis up now. Was it the Viper that picked it up? Yeah, Viper's got it, so they will let him stand in the fight long enough to pop the mech if needed. I like to pop my mech fairly early on Viper, but obviously
Dire's
he got
bottom
the
tower
option
has
now
fallen.
with the Aegis just to kind of sit back. Double earn as well though on Team Bimbag. I'm not sure about that choice there. Maybe we'd have liked to have seen maybe the start of a pipe on the Cows Go Moo instead.
Yeah. Well, we've got the Force Staff that's just come up for the Vengeful Spirit. That'll be pretty huge for the swaps and Force Staff back into the team. That should really help with their siege in the high ground, especially if they can get on the Natty Bob, just because he's so low health and so easily killed at the moment.
Very
Dazzle Shallow Groove is sort of ineffective at the moment because of the urn from Night Stalker.
I have to say I really enjoy the Aether lens on Vengeful Spirit. The extra range for the swap, the extra damage, the extra range for the stun. I mean, obviously with the Force Staff it does give you the positional advantage. When you go in and you swap, you can get yourself out of that situation immediately, or you can push the person in and achieve
Dire's top tower is under
smoother
attack.
swap. It looks like Ring of Health picked up for the Cows Go Moo, and he does have the recipe for the buckler, so we are going to see a mech up on the Cows Go Moo. Obviously, they had the Dazzle last game, but I think they felt they did not need the
Dire's
double
top tower
sustain
has
against
fallen.
Dazzle. But they still picked up the mech on the Cows Go Moo, so they had 2 sets of healing there. I feel after their first win there, they just felt like with their early push they weren't going to need the same amount of sustain, and obviously there is an urn on these guys. But WoW goes down to Error, he just walks right into the base and finishes them off. The kid not able to do anything there, and no Light Strike Array from the Lina in time to save the Juggernaut there.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I was just thinking about what you're saying about Aether Lens with the Vengeful Spirit. Yeah, it's a really good item, but then again, she's got to choose between an Aether Lens or an Ags, because Ags basically gives her 3 Aegis of the Immortal every time she dies.
I've not really messed around with the Ags too much on Lampus Lucas. Obviously, it's quite new. It's last patch or so. Well, the last big patch. I don't know how it works. I don't know how effective that they still use abilities, right? So that's very Error though picks up
Dire's
Dazzle on
middle
the back
tower
end
is under
here.
attack.
Here we are, 23 minutes in, and we've got obviously still got the Aegis up. Young Jedi chipping away at this tower. I mean, you've got to be feeling pretty pressured right now if you're first off. It's 50 to 3. Farm is a huge difference here. I mean, if you just have a quick look at the XP difference, it's over 10,000 at 23 minutes.
Dire's
if we
middle
look at the
tower
gold
is under
advantage,
attack.
again, a 16k gold advantage. In fact, 17k gold advantage at 23 minutes. This is huge. I don't see them coming back from this. A real shame. First Dogs not able to. I don't think they're going to be able to stay to get swap back in for Trackpot. There is a safe word, but I think he's just going to go down regardless. Nina though manages to pick off the Cows Go Moo there with a Laguna Blade.
Dire's middle tower is under
Blowing
attack.
up so quickly though. I think this could be a fairly quick GG, to be honest. Juggernaut though managing to get back 2 kills, and there goes the Aegis as well. The kid actually finally managing to get a bash off. They're going to lose
Dire's
mid-racks
middle
for this.
tower has fallen.
Huge amount of farm though going the way of
Dire's
Juggernaut.
middle
That was about
barracks
2k
are
gold
under
that he picked
attack.
up there. And
Let's heat
yeah,
things
that's,
up.
Dire's middle
that's
barracks
kind of
has
shaking
fallen.
things up a little bit here. I don't think the Team Bimbag need to be too concerned just yet though. They have just taken, I mean they took the ranged racks rather than the melee racks. Obviously you take what you can get in that situation. Viper picks up his Ags now as well. Yeah, sorry man, what were you going to say before they decided they were oh no, there's more! The kid is chasing down the young Jedi here, and like I say, if they can get that kill, this could be huge. There is a Laguna Blade from Natty Bobo. She has been shallow graved up, so they're not able to pick her off on the backside of that. Ah, the Sven Stormhammer, perfectly timed though. The Laguna Blade, that was definitely a misstep. She could certainly have Laguna Bladed him there and taken him out of the equation. I don't know how I
Radiant's
feel about
bottom
that,
tower
man.
is under attack.
What a wasted opportunity. That would have been so huge for them. I might have put them back in the game. Yeah, sorry. Anyway,
the good
so
thing is
they have settled down now. What were you gonna say?
The good thing is though, they were able to keep their melee racks in mid, which shouldn't be too much of a problem to defend. But I think it's coming close to that point where they're going to start thinking about, oh, shall we call it GG? Shall we not? But I think they're a bit demoralised after that last defeat, to be honest, because it was such a close game. But this game just seems completely one-sided at the moment, Kappa.
Well, they certainly have found their form. Team Bimbag in this, looking really strong in the blue group here. I mean, I don't know, I just seeded the groups kind of at random. I didn't really pay too much attention at it. But it does seem that we are getting one particularly strong team in each of the groups, which should make for both fun upper brackets and lower brackets. Obviously, that the better teams are going to find themselves in the upper bracket and they're going to face off against each other, which means that the teams that are left in the lower brackets are at least going to have a chance, certainly of progressing through into the next set of games there, and the best of ones.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Difficult to call it though. I mean, if we look at the groups as they set at the moment, obviously Destination Requiem showing quite a lot of domination in your group. Team Straight, I don't know if you caught the game yesterday. They had a commanding performance there, and the Buttermere Blythe boys in the purple group also showing. I mean, I think they took both sets of their games as well. They're on 6 points as well. So I'm curious to see though how the rest of the group set why with the Omni Slash. As you said before, if you catch someone with that, once you get all the levels in it, it just blows people up. Night Stalker going down as well. Oh well, I don't think First Dogs are quite out of this yet. I mean, Juggernaut is actually finally starting to find a little bit of farm here. He picked up a Battle Fury there, and he's got another 1,500 gold. It looks like he is going to pick up a Sanjin Yash for stats. Or maybe, what do you think about him building up a Shadow Blade into Silver Edge while he's a Sanjin?
Yeah, Silver Edge is definitely going to be something good. It would do really good here because it'll take away Sven's Cleave, take away the Corrosive Skin and the Nether Toxin from the Viper. It would do a lot of good, to be honest. It can take away the Vengeful Aura. It can also take away Hunter of the Night. So if they're fighting during night time and if a Silver Edge is Night Stalker, that's one of their main damage outputs gone, to be honest.
And that's just going to light up the map for them as well. Obviously, if Night Stalker picks up the Ags, which he already has done, yeah. That's going to be in a team fight. So I'm curious to see whether or not he does go with that build. Obviously, Sanj can go into the Sanj and Yash, it can go into the Halberd, it can go into the Silver Edge. Be interesting to see where he goes with that. But yeah, I think the Silver Edge might be the option. Obviously, he picks up the Sanj. It does give you a slow with the maim as well. So not a bad item.
Yeah, it
and
does.
obviously the hit points and that as well. Not a bad item, just on its own. But yeah, it definitely builds into some sweet items.
Yeah, but picking up the SMY, to be honest, after the Battle Fury is okay as well, because he can turn that into a Manta and a Silver Edge if he can find the time and the farm to do so.
Yeah, if the game does go a little bit longer, I mean, it will give him the speed boost in the meantime. Yeah, I completely agree with that. I don't know about what Team Bimbag want to do here. Obviously, they want to get this racks, but after that, do you think they're going to wait out for the Roche before they go high ground again, or do you think they're just going to try and swing around and do more with it? Well,
it depends how well this goes.
Yeah, it certainly does.
Dire's
This
structures
racks
are
is just going to go down though. They're not really. Oh, the kid's going to come in though. They were waiting for the kid's bash. There's a BKB popped on Sven, and Wow's going to pay for that. Crackpot goes down. It's 8 damage in real. Yeah, this is too much. I think unfortunately that's going to cost them. Dazzle's popped back. Spirit Breaker's popped back. They take the racks though. Are they going to go for more Sven? Young Jedi is looking for more. He's going to go in on the bottom tower here. And we've got all 5 of them rotating down there. This is going to be a real problem. Is there buyback available for the Juggernaut? No buyback, obviously. Spent the gold on that Sanj. They're going to lose 2 sets of racks here. Again, once again, Team Binbag's team fight potential just
Dyer's bottom
overwhelming.
barracks are under Dyer's
first dogs
bottom
there.
barracks has fallen.
If Fizzle and Natty and the kid decide to try and defend this last racks, it could cause them the game, unless all 5 of them are up.
They are all going to be up when they actually move in on this tower, though. Juggernaut up in 2. I think they're going to have to go for it. No one wants to fight Megas this early. They do have an okay lineup for it, but they're not quite ready. There's the Laguna Blade. It's not enough to take Error out, but Wow throws in the ult. There's too many targets, so the damage is red. He's got a spin up. He's just going to go down to the Sven.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
And I think that's going to be GG. There's no way they come back from this. This Rax is going to go down. Mega's going to be up. They're just going to be able to go round.
Dyer's top tower
Only
has
Dazzle
fallen.
left alive. There we go. The GG has been called. And
Dyer's top
yeah,
barracks
that's
has fallen. Dyer's
really
top
strong
barracks are under
performance.
attack.
In
Radiant
in
victory.
the tournament so far.
The Radiant
First
now
match,
have
as you said
mega
before,
creeps.
was very close. This match, not so much.
Yeah. It was a good series and it was well played by the Binbag team. So let's hope they can go on and do bigger and better things now.
Yeah, well, I think maybe we'll see them playing against Itari next, or possibly it'll be First Dogs. We'll see which team's got availability there, and like I say, we'll see whether or not they're going to be the masters of this group, or whether or not they're going to face off against Itari and not have such a good time. Anyway, Kingy, thank you so much for being a co-commentator with me on this, and we'll catch all you guys in the next series.